Hello, hi everyone. Let's see. Okay, it's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is February 26th. It's the last Wednesday of February. March starts on what, Sunday? Hold on a sec, let me look. March starts on Sunday. We have almost made it through the first 2 months of 2020. How are you doing? How are you feeling? So happy to be here with you. Best decision I ever made was coming to you, doing these Facebook Lives. It's been so much fun, and I've just loved it so much, and it's been this great honor to just share my expertise and laugh with you guys and have fun, and we can really learn something new that we can apply to our lives and hopefully just feel better and help ourselves make decisions that are good for us and make us feel, awesome. And one of those decisions, you guys, is freaking meal prep. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little sip of my water. I actually have a half of a lemon waiting for me. I didn't do the warm lemon water yet this morning. And I was gonna make it and enjoy it with you guys, but that didn't happen yet. Anyway, okay, so let's get to it. So why are you here today and who am I? My name is Alyssa Abrahamson, and I'm a nutritional therapist and wellness coach, and have been coming to you live every day. Well, I went every day in January, but I'm here live every day, every Wednesday in March. And oh my God, you guys, in February, all things nutrition for you. And guess what? I will be coming live every Wednesday in March. So we're continuing on. So yay us. All right. So you are here because you care about yourself. You are here because you are interested in this meal prep situation. What the hell is meal prep? And maybe you do it, maybe you've never done it, whatever. You're here because you're like, Alyssa, I need to learn, I need inspiration, I need motivation. Help me, girl. I'm here to help. Okay. So the title of our little workshop today is Set Yourself Up for Success, Time-Saving Meal Prep Tips. Okay, so first I just want to acknowledge that everyone's coming from a different place, meaning some of us might be meal prep, lovers and aficionados and just totally into meal prep. Others might have, used to do it and, just kind of fallen off. Others might have never done it before and are curious. And just in terms of like cooking and getting in the kitchen, also we're all coming from different places. Some of us love to cook. Some of us are really overwhelmed in the kitchen. Some of us cook all the time. Some of us hate cooking. Meal prep also, just to let you know, isn't necessarily about cooking. I'm going to be focusing on the cooking aspect, but we're going to get to how it doesn't necessarily have to be about cooking. So, yeah, so we're all coming from different places. Maybe we used to do meal prep, and now we need help again. Or like maybe we love to cook, but we just literally never make the time. And it's something that we're like, oh, I want to get back into it. And you're just not sure exactly how to work that into your schedule. So I just want to say thank you for being here. And obviously you're here because your health is important to you. And I think that there's so many amazing, wonderful things we can do when we are trying to improve our health. But one thing that we can do that I think is just like foundational is just to connect to your food. Connect to your food and, know the sources of your food. That's why I'm like a big lover of like, farmers markets and, talking to your farmer and, but really, just connecting to your food, knowing where your food's coming from, and learning how to nourish yourself. So I really believe that, that when you cook and prepare, your own food, that you're basically making a statement to yourself that you matter. yeah, you're making a statement to yourself that you matter and that your health matters, and that it honestly like just puts you in this like really awesome place of having this making this decision and having this like area of your life where you have more control over. So I also think that with meal prep and just in general, you don't need to cook every day. That's not, the point. It's basically like thinking about what you can plan or prep ahead of time, so then you set yourself up for success, and so you're not like stressed out last minute. So number one is prioritizing yourself and your health. And so I think that you're here because you are prioritizing yourself and your health. So thank you. And I just want to like just say like, what is meal prep? Okay. So meal prep, as I said before, is setting yourself up for success. It is. Meal prep is setting yourself up for success. So, but meal prep simply is just planning or preparing your meals ahead of time. And some of us might feel like really overwhelmed by this concept of meal prep. And, like the thought might be like, you're kind of like, okay, like I want to eat healthy. I want to save money. I want to figure this out. But you're overwhelmed because you think that meal prep has to be like this big, grandiose thing that you're spending all day long on Sunday, like slaving in the kitchen. And you're like, just that seems really overwhelming to you. And I just want to say, nope. That does not have to be it. Meal prep is really going to look different for everyone. If you are someone who loves cooking and you want to, block off 6 hours on a Sunday, go for it. And I totally support you. But most of us, even me, I love cooking, and I'm usually not spending that much time meal prepping. I'm kind of like, I'm in and out, and I do it, and I'm setting myself up for success. So I don't have to worry about thinking about specific meals for like a handful of days. And I gotta tell you, that just like is so freeing and so helpful in terms of just like your schedule and your life. So like I said, meal prep is gonna look different for everyone. And once you get into the swing of things and you get into like the groove of the meal prep and you make a commitment, you're going to figure out what works best for you. You might want to just like try a few different things as I talk through and giving you like, specific suggestions. But I really feel like it's important for you just to start and to keep it simple. So literally all you need to do is just set aside like a couple hours a week to figure out what you like, make a plan, and then figure out where you're going to eat. And then even if that's just for like the next day, for example. So I feel like we could all fall in this, but I would love like anyone who's listening out there, like who has found themselves where like they didn't plan what the hell, they're at work. You're like, oh my God, it's lunchtime. What the hell do I eat? I'm starving. And you didn't set yourself up for success. You either just like grab like a bag of potato chips and then you just feel like crap and you're still starving, and then you like get angry. Or you like, order in or go out and get like an expensive salad that is just not really fit into your budget. And you kind of get into this, pattern over and over again where you're just like in this rut. Last week I talked about getting in a food rut. It's same thing. It's kind of like getting yourself out of this like pattern you might be in where you're you don't know how to get out of it. And so I'm here to help you figure out and how to get out of it. So basically, when your refrigerator is bare or your pantry is bare, or you go to work and you didn't have any food and like you're starving, it's literally no way to live. So, I just want to have a moment of self-care. Okay. So yes, that term can be freaking annoying. Okay. Everyone's hashtagging pedicure, self-care. I love a pedicure. I need a pedicure. I want a pedicure. And yes, that can be self-care. However, you want like true self-care, meal prep, y'all. I truly believe that like thinking about and planning and making decisions ahead of time for what you're going to eat is going to be so helpful. It's going to be so beneficial. Hi, Annette. So I say one of the number one self-cares is to plan ahead of time what you're going to eat. Again, whether you're cooking it or you're thinking the night before, this is what I'm going to buy and this is what I'm going to do. So then you're not scrambling last minute. You already have it planned out. That's one less decision you need to make during the day. That, my friends, is going to set you up for success. So what are some benefits of meal prep? You're going to save money. You're going to save money because you're not going to be wasting them on, wasting money on like last minute ingredients or, like food orders or like an expensive, meal that you're running out during the middle of the day to get. When you are grocery shopping, and you're thinking and planning it ahead of time, like what you're going to get, you have a budget. So you'll stick within that budget. If that's how you, work with your money, great. You're going to save money no matter what. I promise. Then if you're like ordering out or ordering it all the time. You're also going to save time. So basically, if you're thinking about and batch like cooking some of your favorite staples of foods and just having them in your refrigerator ready to go, whether that's dinner over the weekend, or take for lunch, like you're literally saving yourself time that instead of like rushing to make something last minute. You're also going to reduce your stress. Like I've just mentioned this before. I think that it's really when you plan ahead of time what you're going to eat or what you're going to cook, and then you know in advance, then it's literally one less thing you need to worry about. It's like the most awesome thing when you wake up in the morning and you're heading out to work and you just grab like your breakfast or your lunch or whatever you prepared, even a snack, from your refrigerator, or it's sitting on your, if it's like dry food, like nuts or whatever, like trail mix, ready for you to go. It's like this awesome, like win for your life. It's like, you're just treating yourself so well when you do that. You're just going to be eating healthier too. That's another great thing about meal prep. When you are planning in advance and figuring it out, you are going to make better choices, because last minute choices when you're starving or stressed or on the go, we usually don't make the best choices, you guys. Like, I think you can agree with me. Okay, so how to do meal prep, you guys? Boom, just do it. Just start. And please hear me out. You do not have to be perfect, okay? You do not need to get fancy with meal prep at all, I promise. Just pick one meal. So maybe pick one meal that like gives you the most grief. Something that is just like super overwhelming, that you always skip that meal and then you get frustrated and then you're mad at yourself and then you're starving and then you're just like, ugh. So pick that one meal, whether that's breakfast or lunch or dinner, and focus on that one meal, even if it's just for a few days or a week, and just do it. Even when you prep in advance, like the night before for the next day, like I did last night, I have like meals for a couple days. I'm freaking stoked because I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so here's some like meal prep tips for beginners. Again, kind of just reiterating what I said, but start simple. Start simple. Keep it simple. So just pick one meal that you feel either that you can succeed at, which you can succeed at all of it, or one meal that's giving you the most grief and that you really just need help with. And that's like really an amazing way that you can support yourself. Okay, the next tip, schedule it. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, write it down in your calendar, just like you would write down on your calendar, or maybe you go for a last minute pedicure, but your therapy appointment, or your doctor's appointment, or going out for margaritas, a happy hour. Schedule meal prep. And again, that's going to look different for everyone, and everyone's schedule is different. A lot of times people choose like 2 days, like Sundays and Wednesdays are popular days because it's just kind of like the beginning of the week before you head into the work week, and then midweek, and just had to set a couple hours. And or if 2 days is too daunting, start out with just 1 day and just a few hours. But schedule it, put in your calendar, and then follow through. Like, again, the best thing in the world that you can do for yourself is to follow through on your commitments. Like, oh my God, I could cry right now. I've worked so hard the past, especially all of last year, doing challenges for myself and making a commitment and following through. And it's been such this massive lesson. And I'm obsessed with it. And I love helping my clients make decisions and follow through. Because literally that is where that self-love, self-care, self-compassion, like win comes in. Okay. Another tip, make dependable recipes. Now is not the time to experiment with that, like, I don't even know what, frog wall. Just keep it dependable, keep it simple, tried and true, things that you know that you love, that's going to be easy. So then you will follow through and you will do it. Then you guys have fun. Like, put on your, favorite band, an album, your radio station, podcast, whatever, pour yourself a glass of wine or kombucha or tea, and like set that time, a couple hours just to make your plan and or go grocery shopping. Well, you're not going to be drinking while you're grocery shopping unless you're like, I don't know, in heaven or something. But I guess you could bring a flask. But anyway, and I'm sure many people do. But I'm not, okay, anyway, I'm off track. You could be sipping kombucha as you're grocery shopping. Okay, and then make sure you pay for it on your way out. Anyway, the point is have fun with it and just like think about ways that you can have fun with it and that's not something that is overwhelming to you, just like shift your mindset around it and think, okay, I'm doing this and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it easy and fun. All right, so what kinds of foods can you meal prep? So basically anything that holds up in storage containers in the refrigerator or the freezer. And some basic like meal prep foods are like cooked meat. So, whether that's like if you make meatballs or burgers or salmon burgers or turkey burgers or, chicken, roasted vegetables, also totally freeze them. I freeze them all the time. Soups are awesome. I love making a huge pot of like amazing soup and then, putting them in little jars and portion sizes in the freezer. That's like so good. Raw vegetables, another way to meal prep is also just like cutting your vegetables in advance, whether you're going to dip that in hummus or like use that for a recipe, in 2 days. Just cut up your vegetables in advance. Crock pot meals are amazing. I mean, talk about one of the best investments I've ever made is a freaking crock pot. So whether that's, chili or pulled pork or whatever, those are amazing. You can put the ingredients in the beginning of the day, you come home from work, boom, there you go. Eat it for a few days or put some in jars in the freezer. Okay, so what are the different kinds of ways to meal prep? So there's really a few different kinds, and I'm just going to share what I really focus on. So there's the batch cooking and freezing. So it's basically choosing a few staple foods that you love and that are that you want to be eating in a week, and then you make them in advance, and then you would put them in the fridge and or freezer. So basically you're going to pick like proteins, like a starchy carbohydrate, and other veggies and like a variety of foods that you can make in advance and that will be in your fridge for the week. So like, for example, you could roast a chicken, or you could make a big piece of salmon. You could do like a big pot of like quinoa or brown rice, and you can roast veggies, like asparagus or broccoli rabe or sweet potatoes or butternut squash, fennel's so good. My God, roasted cabbage, you guys, have you done it? Leeks, carrots. By the way, I'm gonna put a couple recipes in my private Facebook group for some of my favorite meal meal prep meals, like my cauliflower puree. I actually just finished it this morning, but I make this like either cauliflower parsnip puree or cauliflower celery puree. It's so delicious. Also, oh my God, pickled beets. So freaking good. Amy, yay, I'm so glad you're here. So I'm going to put those recipes, a few recipes of my favorite meal prep inside my private Facebook group, Wellness HQ, Health and Healing Through Mindset, Lifestyle, and I always forget it. It's like Mindset, Real Food, and Lifestyle. Anyway, so batch cooking. So one type of meal prep is the batch cooking. So where you're taking staple foods, you're making them in advance. And And what's so great about that, so imagine this. Let's say you've got like quinoa, you've got salmon in your, okay, you've got quinoa in your fridge, you've got salmon in your fridge, and you have like 3 different kinds of vegetables. So that's like, you know, beets and fennel and broccoli. And so then like, and maybe you also have like brown rice or something, and then another meat, whatever. I'm just kind of like throwing these out. So basically you can kind of like mix and match, like the night before, let's say you're taking it to work, you can kind of like choose like, oh, I have these 3 veggies. I'm going to just use these 2 veggies. And then what I always love to do is like add on, like this is where you bring in your healthy fats. You just bring a freaking avocado with you and add that to that. Or some olives, amazing. Bringing in different flavors, oh my God, can so help you get out of that food rut. Sauerkraut, which is so like such a great probiotic for your gut. That's another thing you can just add on last minute. So anyway, so that batch cooking with those staples of like proteins and carbohydrates, and making those in advance and then having them in your fridge. I really, if you follow me, you know I'm obsessed with like the skillet meal. The skillet meal is something that literally, like, oh my God, you just double that recipe and you can put these in jars in the freezer. You could have like just so many meals for days that you take it out the night before and you put it over greens, or you put it over, you know, whatever, roasted broccoli that you made, you know, a few days before. Again, I'm going to share a lot of these tips in my private Facebook group. So if you are not a part of it, please go over and join. Another way to meal prep is ingredient prep. So let's say you don't have so much time one day, but you know you're going to have time the next day, and you're sitting there, you're like, oh, I'm going to watch, you know, The Bachelor, and oh, guess what? I feel like I could chop some broccoli right now and prep for, you know, this broccoli dish that I'm going to make tomorrow. So basically another way of meal prepping is just taking 10 minutes and like prepping ingredients. So maybe that's making that's making a sauce, or pre-chopping vegetables, or, you know, you are making some dish and you want to put together like your group of spices, you know, take 5 minutes and like put those spices together like in a little plastic baggie, so you don't have to worry about them the next day. Just like super easy things. When you find that you have a few minutes, just do that. It's like, again, setting yourself up for success and just finding these moments where you're just like making a plan and following through. Night before prep, my favorite. So it could be like just taking leftovers from dinner and just repurposing that, and making that, you know, breakfast or lunch, and taking that to work or whatever. So that's, you know, or that could just be like making your overnight oats like the night before. And let's talk about like awesomeness when you're just like plan ahead of time. It's amazing. So even if that's like, you know, you have, you know, granola and yogurt and a banana, maybe that's putting it all in a to-go bag in your refrigerator. So in the morning, you literally don't even need to like do anything but grab that damn bag and go. So let's see. Let me just take a little sip of water. I'm getting all hyped up about setting yourself up for success. So that's what it is, you guys. I feel so strongly about when you make a plan and you make a decision ahead of time, whether it's meal prep or honestly anything, but we're focusing on meal prep right now, is that you're going to like lower your stress, because you're doing something for yourself that feels really good. And the next day or the day after, you're going to be like, oh my God, I took care of my future self by making a plan and setting aside a few hours and doing this. So then today I can focus on other things and I don't need to worry about lunch or dinner, you know? So here's the other thing for all you people who are like, Alyssa, I don't like to cook, but I need help. What the fuck do I do? It just it boils down to that same concept is, if you are the kind of person that always eats out and that you always, buy your food, that is fine. That is a decision that you have made, and that is fine. It's not my ideal, because I think that it's really important for you personally to connect with nourishing yourself. However, if that's the reality of your life right now, That is okay. And here's another way that meal prep can help you. Again, let's say it's on a Sunday, or maybe the night before. Literally the night before, write out what you're going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or whatever meals that you need help with, and follow through. Write that in advance. If that's like, okay, tomorrow for lunch, I have a lunch meeting and I'm going to blah. And write that down. And then dinner, I'm going to order from this, and this is exactly what I'm going to order. And do that throughout the week and follow through on that. Because then you can actually keep track of like, what are you really consuming? You can keep track of your budget, and you can really, again, you're setting yourself up for success in that. Like, if you always, eat out for lunch, and maybe you're sick of what you get every, day for lunch, then if you plan in advance, then maybe like think, you know what, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to follow through and spice up your life for a little bit. So literally it's all about thinking ahead of time and then making a plan, writing it down, and following through. Okay, so meal prep strategies. You guys, start simple. That's all I'm saying, is start simple. Do not bite off more than you can choose or commit to. You do not need to meal prep full meals. Even meal prepping roasted vegetables or like a thing of, brown rice or something. That is meal prep, and that is something that you will thank yourself, because with that rice, then you can just saute some veggies and add some whatever, fish to that, the next day. So, those small steps, again, roasting veggies or, tossing some chicken in the slow cooker and having that just ready to go is going to be super easy. Just start simple. Again, it does not have to be this big, huge, major, overwhelming thing. I would rather have you make a commitment and meal prep to 1 or 2 meals a week than do nothing at all. Because I think that once you make that commitment and then you follow through on just 1 or 2 meals, literally if that's making overnight oats, if you're someone who's really struggling with that, or just, roasting some veggies so you don't have to worry, with that for dinner, for your family or whatever. Literally focus on 1 or 2 meals. I'm going to focus on what am I going to eat on Monday and Tuesday for lunch? That's it. And if you follow through on that, that is awesome. That is awesome. Especially if you're doing nothing now and you're always kind of scrambling and, and it's stressing you out. You guys, I'm here to help you de-stress. Okay. So what do you need to do? You need to set aside time to plan, grocery shop, and cook. So those can all be done in one day, or you can spread them out. And that's for you to decide, because everyone is different. You're hanging out with a gal who's obsessed with looking at recipes. Okay. I've got recipe ideas, every crook and cranny, in my phone, in my computer, in my inbox, in my drafts. I love it. I love doing that. But when it comes down to going to the grocery store, I'm okay, this is what I'm going to make. This is what I'm going to do. Boom. So this is what you need to do. Again, set aside time to plan, grocery shop, and cook. So they all could be in one day, or you could spread those out over a couple of days. So maybe you have a few minutes, we're going to sit down and you're going to think about, okay, what's the meal you're going to do? So that's number 2. You're going to decide on what meal you're going to focus on. Choose one: breakfast, lunch, or dinner, if you're going to choose a meal. And then make that easy. Choose 1 recipe. If you're feeling fancy, choose 2, or if you're going to do those staple, meal, the batch prepping, then just choose something super doable that you're going to follow through on. Choose just 2 food items. Just do that. Especially if you're new to this. And then, just make sure that if you're freezing some things, or if you're keeping in your refrigerator, that you have glass jars. Mason jars are really popular. You could have them delivered from Amazon. I use all the time, my old jars from pickles or from coconut oil or whatever. I'm just recycling all my old glass jars, especially when I make bone broth. I'm freaking putting all that broth in those jars and in the freezer. But you just want to make sure that you have, if you're doing some freezer stuff or refrigerator stuff, you just have at least like 6, pint-sized mason jars. And if you are taking, lunch or dinner to go, getting stainless steel to go containers are the way to go. Lunchbox is like one that I really love to use. You can keep stuff warm or not warm, different sizes. It's really great, Lunchbox. And then also, then when you prep your meals and then you eat it, I just really want you to be proud of yourself. And then you can be like, Alyssa, I did it. Again, whether you're like a veteran meal prepper or you're totally new to it, I just want you to be super freaking proud of yourself, because you are literally like taking time for yourself. And hi, Hinda. And you're setting yourself up for success. And I just want you to then, after you do that, then go get your pedicure. That's your reward. Do your meal prep and then get a pedicure. Okay, so I just want to do a quick note on like organizing your grocery list. So this is also like in the mindset of meal prep before you go to the grocery store. Like, who walks around aimlessly in the grocery store like, what the fuck do I eat? What do I buy? What do I do? Help. It's horrible. And then you just make crappy choices, and or you buy the exact same foods that you had, and then you're in that food rut. And then you're just doing the same damn thing. And then you're just like sick of it. And then you're totally stressed out and bored and annoyed. So when you are setting yourself up for success, as I'm here to help support you do, you are making a plan in advance. And whether you are getting those exact same ingredients, you don't even have to worry about it, because you make a list and you know what you're doing. So if you are going to experiment and try a new food or try a new recipe, great. Write that all down in your phone, on a piece of paper, go old school, whatever works for you. And no more walking around aimlessly in the aisles. Like, do not go to the grocery store, like, unless you're prepared. I mean, yes, go to the grocery store, but it's just, please help yourself and come prepared. Also, there's a lot of food delivery options, and I just wanted to share 3 of ones that I recommend. Have you guys heard of Thrive Market? Thrive Market is awesome. So it's basically, it's all pantry items, and they do have a lot of cleaning supplies and other things. Actually, it's a membership site. I used to be a member for a few years, and it's been about a year or so since I haven't been on it, but I really, really recommend them because it's delivered. Yes, there is that packaging component, which is not fabulous in terms of like the environmentalism in our life, but for convenience sake, Thrive Market, I know, people use Amazon Prime and stuff, but Thrive Market's really great. They really focus on a lot of dietary needs in terms of like gluten-free or, paleo or keto. And they've just and it's a discount, it's a membership. You can do like a test one for like 30 days, Thrive Market, it's really great. ButcherBox is awesome. It's a national, it's a meat supplier, and they provide the highest quality of meats, all grass-fed beef and pastured poultry. And so that can be delivered however often you want. You can do monthly or every other month, and then you can choose what box you want. If you want a variety pack, or you just want to focus on chicken, or you just want to focus on red meat, whatever, ButcherBox. And they give a lot there. They do a lot of specials for members, and check that out. Another, if you're more focusing on fish, which I'm always hoping everyone's focusing on fish, Vital Choice is another excellent online food delivery service. I've actually never used them. I've done Thrive Market and ButcherBox. Vital Choice, they offer a wide variety of wild-caught sustainable fish. Like a lot of different kinds and different shapes and sizes. So like whether it's like patties or just like the straight up, wild caught, whatever fish they're, offering in a fillet, check them out. Or even like canned stuff. They do a lot of like really nice like canned mackerel. So I've spent some time on their website before. So food delivery, that's another way to help set yourself up for success in meal prep. And then just in terms of, store stuff you buy in the store that is going to help you save time. So, if you follow me, you're one of my clients, I'm a huge fan of the protein on the go in terms of like canned sardines, mackerel. You can do canned fish, tuna, salmon, oysters are awesome. That's such a great thing when you've got your prepped veggies, in the fridge, and just to have, that ready to go in your container, in your stainless steel container, and set in the fridge your canned, fish on top of it, and have a bag and just grab it and go. So protein on the go, that's awesome. Pre-made rotisserie chicken. I just got the other day an organic chicken from Whole Foods. And their ingredients it's just like olive oil, salt, and pepper. So that's a pretty clean, easy meal prep, ready to go, that you can either eat that day or shred it up and make a chicken salad, etc. Also, some just kind of like really great store like time saver like kind of foods, and I mentioned one before is like olives or sauerkraut, raw nuts and seeds. Those are really great that you can just like add to whatever dish to really enhance the flavor and just to bring in more different nutrients. Also, another thing to do, you guys, just hard boil your eggs in bulk. Get your dozen eggs and hard boil them in advance. So if you are stressed and rushed, or if you're starving and you need a snack, you can just be like, oh my God, I have a hard boiled egg. and there you go. The other thing that is, I think, really easy, I'm an advocate of all different kinds of greens, but the baby, like the different, like baby kale or baby spinach or baby spring greens, those are really easy. So you can just like pull a few handfuls out of the container and then add that to whatever other foods you're eating. So that just takes one less step out of, instead of like chopping your romaine lettuce or, whatever, your cabbage or whatever that is. So that's those, those time-saving things you can buy in the store, like, can be helpful. I'm not the biggest advocate of buying pre-cut veggies. However, not everyone can, always have veggies and all the time where you're cutting them. And the reason why I'm not the biggest fan is because you do lose more nutrients after they're cut and they've been sitting in either your refrigerator, or especially like Trader Joe's has a lot of pre-cut stuff, which is awesome and great. And can be super helpful, and absolutely do that if that's going to help you meal prep and to help you save time and mental energy and budget. But I also want you to be really considering buying those whole vegetables a few times during the week, so then you are getting that, you're not losing any nutrients from that. So basically, the name of this workshop is set yourself up for success, time-saving meal prep tips. And, my biggest takeaway from this is that I believe that when you make a decision to improve your health, and that when you then make a commitment and follow through, that is literally going to save you time and save you mental energy and like reduce your stress. So by you making a choice that you're going to think in advance of what you're going to eat, and maybe cook a few things so you don't have to worry about that the next few days, then that's going to be something that you are making a habit of. And that's what I really want to help you do, is create these and sustainable healthy habits. And that's why I'm saying that it's super important. If meal prep is not something that you do or that you used to do and you've fallen out of it, start really simple. Please do not take on more. Like, I know some people are really gung-ho and they're like, okay, I'm going to do this. But then you do it for 1 week and then you're like, fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore. So just start simple and make this like this weekly, meal prep, and sitting down and thinking about, what veggies you want to roast, and if that's it, then that's it. And do that, once a week. And I just get into that habit where you are making a commitment, following through, and then you can be super proud of yourself, because that follow through and that habit forming is where your foundation starts. And then when you get into that groove, then maybe you're like, okay, I've done this for a few months. Maybe I want to test out a little bit more and do a little bit more, because I'm learning that this is actually helping me and helping me de-stress, So basically, what I have to say with everything in life, but we're talking about meal prep here, is when there's more planning, that there's less stress. So what are your next steps? So this workshop is going to be ready for replay in just a few minutes after we say farewell. So if you want to rewatch and have fun with me, please do. Or if there's someone who you think might benefit, please, you can tag them in the comments, or you can share with them. Also, I am going to encourage you to visit my website. I have a few posts that I have some of my favorite recipes on. So one is, so my website is thewellnessheadquarters.com, thewellnessheadquarters.com, all spelled out. So if you go to thewellnessheadquarters.com /what's for lunch, thewellnessheadquarters.com /post/what's for lunch, that has some great ideas. That tells you what I've done for a long time in terms of my meal prep for lunches. Just go there, follow, do it, tell me what you think. And then the other one is the wellnessheadquarters.com /post what in the heck, what is it? What in the heck do I eat for breakfast? So the wellnessheadquarters.com /post what in the heck do I eat for breakfast? I've shared that before when we talked about a savory breakfast and we did our challenge earlier this month. There's some 3 great meal prep recipes on there. Double those recipes if you're into it. I'm all about doubling them, because that's even just saving more time in the long run. And if you're interested in, getting more down and dirty and specifics with sharing recipes and insights about your health and wellness, and I'm going to post some of my favorite recipes in my private Facebook group. Here it is. I always mess up on it, but it's Wellness HQ, Health and Healing Through Mindset, Real Food, and Lifestyle. And when you're on my website, if you're not already on my email list, you got to sign up for that, because I've got a lot of awesome things coming. March, we're actually going to be focusing on sleep and stress. Sleep and stress. So when you're on my email list, you are privy to very important and helpful information that I do not post on social media. Life-changing information, if I do say so myself. So that's the wellnessheadquarters.com, and you can sign up there. Also, you guys, I'm available for one-on-one nutrition and wellness coaching. That is what I do. I help people. And I would love to help you. One of my greatest joys in life is to help people from I take a very holistic perspective in terms of how I'm focusing on health and wellness. So it's a lot of integrating mindset and lifestyle and nutrition based on your specific health needs and goals. And I create a partnership with my clients, and we work together to address your health goals and concerns and bring you to optimal health. And I'm super glad to say that I offer free discovery calls. And what that means is that if you're interested in learning more, that you can set up a phone call with me, or a Skype date, or a Facebook video chat. And you tell me more about what's going on in your life, and I would share exactly what it's like to work with me, and then we would determine if it's a good fit. So please reach out to me if that's something you're curious about. The free discovery call is usually really fun and insightful, and usually I learn a lot and you learn a lot, and we can take it from there. So my email address is info@thewellnessheadquarters.com. Again, that's info@thewellnessheadquarters.com. And, or you can send me a message here on Facebook. And you guys, thank you for being here. I really am stoked that you are setting aside a few moments to learn about meal prep and how you can set yourself up for success. And I really hope that I gave you some inspiration and some practical ideas for keeping it simple and making a commitment and following through. That's literally what it's all about, setting yourself up for success. I really want you to succeed. And by working with me, that is what I'm here to help support you do. So thank you for being here. Next week, I'll be back again every Wednesday. In March, we're going to be focusing all about sleep and stress. So more information and the schedule coming out soon. Have an awesome day, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Alyssa Abrahamson. I'm a nutritional therapist and wellness coach. Head on over my website, thewellnessheadquarters.com. Check it out. Sign up to get on my email list. Invite your friends to be a part of our group. Just really want to just continue to grow and expand our community as we're really trying to navigate this like life that we're living together, because I just really want to offer my love and support. So thank you so much. See you next Wednesday. Bye, guys.